Hi class, it's Mrs. Saylor, Charlie's mom. I wanted to give you a quick video on Mrs. Lyra's idea for using ZenTangle art, which some of you know and some of you haven't done before, for the bulletin board with 5 sheets of paper. This is a mini version of that. This is Falling Waters that has had ZenTangle pattern in several different blocks of the spaces that make up Falling Waters. You guys will see that when she puts it up. It's really cool. It started off as a sketch like this. You can see this is blank. In this case, this is the paper tile and it has a Z on it for ZenTangle. And doing the Z is called a string, and it creates 4 blank spots to fill in a pattern, 4 different patterns. And these patterns kind of go on forever, which is similar to some of the things you guys are learning about reflections and some of the things in architecture, the frieze patterns. And when you have this, you already have your 28 spaces that we've created for you. So you don't have to do this part of that. However, you will get to do, I'm going to change my camera here, some doodling on a big space. And in that doodling, you get to do some different patterns. And I want to show you guys a few patterns. If you're not sure what to do or what ZenTangle is, here's a few patterns. This first one is one of the easier ones, which is like a lightning bolt, like Harry Potter's lightning bolt, called static. And I'm going to show the example with a pencil. You guys will be using marker. You just do a zigzag pattern like that. And all you do afterward is you copy it all the way down the space like that. When you hit the boundary or the string, you stop. So you stay in the lines, but you don't have to color it in. I'm going to turn this around to finish it. You may not be able to do that with your big border paper, but that's okay. You guys can walk around the table a little bit when Miss Lyra sets it up for you. And then that fit that space. I'm going to do another one that's a checkerboard pattern. To create a checkerboard, you don't have to be straight. I sometimes like to rainbow it a little bit, but you definitely want to try to be somewhat perpendicular when you cross. And so I kind of make like a little checkerboard there in that space. And when you do that, you draw one in black, and the next one's white. That one's black. This one's black. So that the black they only touch on the corners, right? That's how checkerboard works. The black is on the corners and the white is in the middle, and you only touch where they touch in the corners. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of a checkerboard pattern. Probably even fit in another one right there if we wanted to. And that's a pattern. That's a ZenTangle pattern. There's another one that is called Crescent Moon, which I think is really cool. You make half moons. This one really gives it like a 3D effect. And you make half moons about the same distance apart from one another. And they look like little half dots. And again, depending on what your spot is on the banner, you may have to walk across the table to kind of work on it. That's okay, that's fun. You guys are doing something I've never seen before, a banner of ZenTangle. It's really cool. And then, oops, there we go. You make the lines around the moons you just created. Until they touch. And then when they touch, you can stop or keep going until it gets to the middle. And you can see now it's getting dark. And you can see it kind of gives it a 3D effect. It's really, really cool. Each crescent moon I've done has turned out different, and I love them all. So that's really fun. Another really good one is tipple, which is filling circles in across the whole string. You just do a circle around the whole space until it's filled in. And your circles don't have to be perfect. You can tell mine aren't perfect. And you can fill in your circles as best you can in different sizes. You definitely want to have some big first. And then And you can see they're all different really, but some big ones are fun. This is great if you have a really big space. Then you go in and you fill in little tiny pebbles, as many as you can, as quickly as you can. And you make these little tiny pebbles and it looks like stone. And I won't do it all so that you can see the effect. And the last one I want to show you is, let's say that you have a favorite shape, like a heart shape, and you just like the heart. Well, you can do any shape with ZenTangle you want, and you can do and build off of them to fill your space. And all you have to do is get creative to connect your strings together. And before too long, you filled up your space with a reflection of the heart. So the cool thing about this, there is no right or wrong. And you can see that that's kind of a fun little heart pattern. You could go back in and fill in a few spaces if you want to give it a 3D effect. You could even do a pattern inside the heart once you do it. The trick here is you want to do patterns. So whatever you do, you want to repeat it if you can in the shapes that you create. I want to show you one last shape. This is really simple and it's really cute to make flowers or to make weeds or plants. It's like an antenna and it has a little bell on the end. And you can make them small, tall, and all you do is align with a little bell at the end. I think those are cute too. So there's several ideas for you guys. I hope you have a great time with this. And if you have any questions, ask Mrs. Lyra.